Well, hello everyone. My name is Dara Rath and I'm the pastor at Faith Lutheran Church in Port Elgin, Ontario, Canada. And each week I bring you a story that takes about 5 minutes to watch. And the story this week is in a book called Sunset Musings by Bob Johnston. And the title of it is Who Am I? 3 years ago, during an already hot May morning, I arrived at Saugeen District Secondary School. It was just after Mental Health Week in Ontario, and I had been invited to lead a discussion with a grade 9 family studies class on the theme of self-image. Although my own high school experience occurred more than 6 decades ago, I discovered that a primary challenge of teenage years remains the same today, answering the question, who am I? Erik Erikson, the German-born American psychologist, describes this stage of human development as a search for identity. The second decade of life encompasses a challenging journey for a child to adult. Over these years, adolescents began to look outside their families for role models and values to shape, who they are becoming. Here is part of my discussion with an attentive, well-behaved group of students. When I climbed out of bed this morning, I looked in the mirror and washed my face. In the glass, I saw my reflection, my image. Each of us will see a self-image, unless we are a vampire. But how we feel about that image staring back at us will determine our level of self-esteem. We can determine self-worthiness by measuring ourselves against what much of the media promotes as being of greater value or worth. In doing so, we can end up with a poor self-image. Think for a moment of some people in our world who are so famous that they need only first names to be recognized. Donald, LeBron, Beyonce, Justin, Adele, Madonna, Serena, and Bill. This last Bill Gates proved to be a bit more challenging to guess. What these universally known personages possess might be power, athletic prowess, talent, physical attractiveness, charisma, high intelligence, or like Kim or Paris, famous for just being famous. What is also striking about these attributes is that each of them is transitory. They do not last forever. The other problem using these determinants of self-worth is that most of us could not possibly measure up, nor do we need to. For our own mental health, a better approach is to choose other standards to measure self-esteem. Begin by injecting how social media determines the importance of worth of people. Recognize that each of us can choose other values to emulate. The world needs more listeners and fewer talkers. If shy, see your quiet nature as a gift for hearing others, for empathy, for understanding. Hang around people who affirm you as a person, and if possible, avoid or confront those who constantly bully or put you down. Be brave enough to try new challenges rather than always saying, I can't do it. Avoid relying on chemicals to provide a good feeling about yourself. Enjoy and develop those talents and abilities you do have, but don't make them the only source of your self-worth. Get help from school or community resources along the way if you struggle, and if not, liking yourself. Don't be impatient or discouraged with yourself. Let these next years help you uncover the answer to who am I. You have lots of time to figure this out. Well, I left that classroom feeling positive and reassured about this next generation. They face challenges that were unknown in my school days, yet they also possess insight, intelligent, and non-judgmental approach to life to get them through the adolescent experience. Just as we all once did, even with a few bumps along the way. Wow, I can remember some bumps in high school for sure, trying to figure out who I was and what was important to me. And it seems to me in my case that sports came to be the thing that I depended on because I was part of a team, part of people other who were positive, who were wanting to do well in the sport, so forth. I enjoyed sports very much. Anyway, what a great article. Thank you, Bob Johnson. And just a reminder for all of us, it doesn't matter what age we are, we can learn from this information that he just gave us. So, thanks for taking 5, and blessings on your day.